we're admitting we goofed up. We're admitting our faults. We messed up.
Up.
She loves those things. She had these on. The moment to switch to those ones. 18 months, it's time to get some chores done. Good job. Get the sticks and we gotta throw them in the trash. Yep, good job.
Okay, here's another one. Throw it in there. We got some more. Throw those in there.
I think you gotta go pick them up, Brim.
Throw them in there. Here's some sticks.
There
you go.
Glaring at blood.
Put it in there. Okay, here you go. Got some more. One at a time? Okay. Here we go.
I think it's important to do one at a time, though.
Good job. High five.
Throw
it in there. Get it in there. Got some more over here.
Good job,
Good
bud.
job, buddy. Here you go. So it's right here.
Who do we got? Who's this?
Santa?
That is Santa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Is that Nanny? That's a monster. That's a depiction of your mama.
The little princess, yes I am. I hate my mom, she's embarrassing, it's true. Let me put it on. Let it go.
Is this what you wanted now?
I know usually when we do these sit down things, they tend to either be pretty serious, and I feel like this is
A lot of one-on-one time.
Yeah, this is a pretty important thing that we wanted to talk about. We've been a little busy today, so it took us a little while to get to this. But the other day, as in yesterday, Charles and I did have a little bit of downtime to go over and look through the comments of some of our videos because one, that is
something we really strive to do every couple of days, just so that way we can have a conversation. You know,
yeah.
we ask you guys,
want to.
Yeah, we ask you guys in the videos for like help, questions, and things like that. So we try to really kind of.
We rely on those comments. We really do. We were going through the comments of some of our Christmas videos, and we noticed that there was a lot of people that were very, very upset with us in regards to my family and the amount of people that were here for Christmas or the day following Christmas involving my family. We wanted to jump on here and talk to you guys about that because one, we want you to know that your feelings are completely valid, and we always appreciate when you tell us how you feel, whether it's positive or negative. But two, we also feel like we left a lot of gray area in regards to those vlogs that we do want to address, not because we want to jump on here and make you guys feel pity for us or be like,
oh, they're
we
just
didn't get all the
making
facts.
excuses
Yeah,
or things like that.
Because we genuinely realized that we left a lot of gray area.
And we screwed up.
And that we need to sit down and tell you guys now, because this is the only time that we have to do that, and really share why we did what we did and how we had the opportunity to do what we did. We had Char's family over on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Charles and myself and Remy spent Christmas Day alone. And then the day following Christmas, my family came over. Now, we are all in the middle of a huge global pandemic. We are not blind to that. We all know that. Charles and I are huge advocates for being safe while still living your life, but being safe, using hand sanitizer, cleaning your home, sanitizing areas that are used often. If you are out in public, making sure that you're using hand sanitizer often.
And
wearing your mask, washing your hands, staying in smaller groups. We are advocates for it. We have said it I don't know how many times, okay? And we know that with my family being over, we look like complete hypocrites. We are fully aware of that. Charles and I have been discussing with both of our families for quite a while about Christmas, holidays. Were we going to spend holidays together? Were we actually going to do it? Yeah, were we going to do anything? Obviously, throughout this entire pandemic, we've been really taking the necessary steps to make sure that everyone's safe, but especially Charles being safe. He had a brain surgery during this pandemic. He has gone through radiation and chemotherapy during this pandemic. His health is by far above everything, along with Remy's health too, but like those two are the most important people in my entire life that I would never in a million years want to put them in the middle of harm's way, especially when it came to their health, if it was something that I could prevent. And Charles and I, along with our families, we discussed holidays. What are we going to do for Christmas? Do we want to do anything for Christmas? Are you guys cool with, like, what do you want to do? Our families together, we all came up with this plan that if we were going to have people in our home, we were going to have really strict regulations and rules as to how this would even work. The first thing that we said was COVID tests. No matter how safe you have to be, COVID tests are what would need to be taken if you felt that you were in any way possible near or by someone who has been exposed to COVID.
And it was just nice to have that security to know that they actually went through that process, even if they don't know, because a lot of people don't know. So we wanted them to.
That was addressed in the comments as well.
Yeah, because you don't know.
Asymptomatic, I believe.
Yeah, asymptomatic.
Some people said asymptomatic. So, like for instance, this is how I can kind of pair this together. Is months ago, my dad was going to come by and see Remy, and he said, "Listen, I was." In an area where I don't know if I was exposed, I'm not going to come. I'm going to be getting a COVID test, so I'm not going to come over. And I appreciated that, and I thought that was perfect, you know. So we decided. So if people are going to come over, they have to do COVID tests, quarantining. That's incredibly important, and wearing your mask out in public or whenever you had to be in public or you're around people or whatever it may be. If they would be within our home, they had to get their temperature taken. My brother actually brought over a temperature gun thing. I don't even know what you want to call it, but it's like the one that goes to the head. It's like it's like an industrial one. To me, it almost looked like a power tool because it was so crazy looking. We have an ear thermometer that we check our temperature at like almost every single night. I know it sounds weird, but we're really curious and we want to know. So we check our temperature almost every single night. Only us two and Remy with that, but we checked people's temperature upon arrival, and we had sanitizer throughout the house. We had obviously hand washing areas in we have 2 sinks here and 1 in the bathroom, and those were the only places people were allowed to be, was in this vicinity. Again, we know that that's enclosed and that can cause a concern as well, but it was very, very cold, and I know that that's still not an excuse for people, but we felt comfortable having everyone in our house. So my point being is, we went through all of those, that decision-making process. They had to COVID test, quarantining, masks, and maintaining like a sanitizing routine while in this home.
And temperature.
And temperature. And if everybody could agree to that and everybody was comfortable with that, then we would have people here. So that's why we did Char's family the day before to keep it separate, and then we had my family the last day. So at the last minute, we did make the decision to invite my dad and Linda, which increased the amount of people coming to this home. I was already, at the very last minute, we decided to invite my dad and his girlfriend to this family get together, which was already a little bit bigger than we wanted, but we had discussed it with everybody. I talked with Char, and we all decided that since everyone was safe and taking those necessary steps, that this would create a safe enough environment that we all could be together. Now, I just want everyone to know this, and I'm not coming on here to make excuses. I don't want you to feel like we're woe is me, or that we're mad at what people wrote, because we're not mad. No. I mean, we're not mad at all. It's a justifiable feeling. But we really thought that we were taking the necessary steps to make this possible. However, there are many things that we would have changed now after reading these comments. There are many things that we would have done differently. There are many things that we won't do moving forward. And that is something that unfortunately we had to learn after the fact.
Yeah. Everyone makes mistakes, but
this is a mistake that we are really kicking ourselves in the butt for, because we know that this is serious.
But then we learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
You better yourself going forward.
But we we know that we are in the field of social media. We are quote unquote influencers. We influence people and their lives. I know that sounds very kind of gross. I hate that word influencer. I really do.
Yeah.
But we have this amazing opportunity to where we can reach so many people, and things that we do and things that we say, products that we show, can influence you, the viewer, to do, use, or take kind of thing.
Or think.
Yeah, or think. And when we put out this video, we left out all of those things that we did to stay safe. And now we realize, why would we have done that? Because it kind of showcased that it looks like we were just completely unsafe. We didn't give a crap. And it went against everything that Charles and I have been promoting since the very beginning of this pandemic. And we're like deeply, I mean it when I say like I have been beating myself up all day and I feel freaking horrible. Not that that excuses anything. Please don't think I'm up here going, I'm saying I'm sorry so you should forgive me, because I'm not asking for forgiveness. We're not asking for forgiveness. This is more on me than it is on Charles. But I know that my choices of having people over here, whether or not it was the safest environment we created and we know everybody was safe, it's still not a good thing to promote or do. Yeah. And I don't, it's like a part of me like wants to come in here and say like, I'm sorry, but there's also a part of me that doesn't want to say sorry, because it's not a sorry matter. It's more of a family.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
it is embarrassing because we were hypocrites, 100% hypocrites.
Yeah.
But I can tell you this, my family knows Charles' situation. His family knows Charles' situation. None of us would ever put him, we would never do anything to hurt him. We know. Yeah. I would never put you at risk, and nobody in my family would ever do that.
I know.
Nobody would, if anybody was ever exposed, they would never come out of selfishness.
I know. Like Allie's saying,
I feel so embarrassed.
It's honestly, it's incredibly embarrassing because we didn't know what we were thinking, I guess. We don't know what we were thinking.
I thought we were being safe. And I feel, honestly, I still, part of me, I do feel like we were safe because I know for a fact that...
But it's like one of these things. It's like, even though we were safe, there's only so much that we can be safe with. And I think that's why it's the most embarrassing thing that we're coming on here and saying, we're admitting we goofed up. We're admitting our faults. We messed up. Yeah, and we're here because we want to personally apologize. No one's making us do this.
No one's making us do this.
We're not like swayed by people in the comments saying you should do this. It was more we were reading it and then we kind of looked at each other like we're idiots.
We're idiots. Like, we have this opportunity to connect with so many people and really help guide them in areas where I feel like...
Especially in such a crappy situation.
Yeah, like, because we are such advocates for staying safe and sanitizing, wearing masks, and like, you know, keeping your friends and family safe. And like, we did something that even though we thought we were taking every step possible to keep it safe, it, at the end of the day, not doing it would have been the safest thing to do.
And then we also realized we end up, obviously, the other day we went with my sister to go see Christmas lights with Remy because she loves them so much. And we didn't realize until after the fact that it could potentially have been a dangerous situation, even though like I don't have my pants on right now. I have hand sanitizer in my pants. We have wipes and Remy's stroller, and like literally like every 2 or 3 minutes we're hand sanitizing if we find.
And like, these events, like they have it's like extremely limited capacity. But it doesn't matter. Like we're just like, I feel like right now what we're doing is we're just backtracking and saying like.
No, it's I kind of want to just showcase how like now now that we kind of have opened our eyes, we kind of see a little bit more, so that way we're not being so much hypocritical, because I see it now. I see the error of our ways kind of thing, and I feel like my eyes are a lot wide open now, And I think the gravity of the situation is really kind of hitting a little bit harder. Realizing that maybe we should stop like doing the things that we're saying not to do.
Yeah, I mean, because even if we quote unquote are being safe and taking those necessary precautions, it still doesn't mean something. It should be something that we're promoting. Like it.
Yeah.
It's just this is such a weird life that we're living in, and I feel like nobody knows how to navigate it. Nobody knows what to do, and we're all freaking out, and we're all trying to live life the best that we can through this, you know, while not giving up everything that we love. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it feels like you can't really shelter yourself completely from life.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard, and like
you still have to go on living within the means of the guidelines and things like that. And that's what I think we are now realizing a little bit. And I don't know. It's just I just can't say more than enough that we kind of screwed up. I think at the end of the day, we all understand what's going on, but not a lot of people really understand the true gravity of the situation. And I think, and this is where I feel like I am incredibly embarrassed, is because I know how COVID has affected a lot of people, a lot of viewers, directly with the family members. And
and we look insensitive, and we look like assholes.
Disrespectful, incredibly disrespectful.
And I think because it hasn't affected us directly in the sense of a loss, like maybe we relax, and that was never our intention.
No.
Because we do see the effects that this has had. It's had an effect on everybody, and I am sorry for that part, because I don't ever want those of you who have lost friends or family members or coworkers or whatever it is to think that we are just thinking this thing is a joke. We don't think this thing is a joke at all. And I just...
Or less serious
than it is. You know, we are living our life and doing things and going to the grocery store and, you know, getting things done that we do need to get done. But, you know, there are things that we've been doing that I think maybe... how can we say this appropriately? Like it shouldn't have been a first thought. No matter how safe these places are being or how safe we are, we shouldn't be doing it. We're just like you in the sense of like trying to survive this world, because I know we look happy and excited and go lucky every day, but we're losing our minds too here and there. You know, it's like, not that it's an excuse. I feel like I'm making up excuses, and I don't want to do that. But we do know the severity of the situation. We do know what's going on in the world. We do know what it's doing to people. And all we can do is say we made a huge mistake. And love my family. And I know that, like I said, they would never put you in harm.
Yeah.
And I know that Charles and I made mistakes by going to other places, no matter how much sanitizer or mask or things we didn't touch, washing our hands, like we made a mistake. And we appreciate your comments, and we appreciate you guys being honest with us and calling us out on it, because that's the great thing about what we do is we have that interaction beyond what our eyes and our ears can have within our realm. Like, we reach sections of this world that we never would have thought, and we don't really think right offhand how many people our videos are being watched by.
And where you guys are.
And where you are, and how you might be affected by something that we're talking about or experiencing or not experiencing. So
sometimes I think when we do these videos, we forget that people aren't watching from just the United States or just from Florida. Mm-hmm. We sometimes forget that there's people from Australia, India, Singapore, Canada, England, Sweden, like everywhere who's getting affected with this. And we forget about that because we are only thinking about the United States and what we're directly dealing with.
Sometimes we're even smaller than just the United States.
Like
we're like thinking Florida, or we're thinking like
Tampa.
Pinellas County. Like, we're not thinking beyond that sometimes, and that's very naive, and it's very silly of us.
It's very selfish.
Yeah. So I don't know. We know this isn't going to be taken well by a lot of people, and we know some people are going to understand, and we're not, like I said, again, this isn't a pity party for us. We just wanted to admit that we we know we messed up, and we wanted to tell you that we are genuinely sorry, and we just messed up.
It's like we're sorry, but we're not expecting necessarily.
Thank you, or this is not like that. Like,
No,
this
it's not
isn't,
like an immediate like.
yeah.
We're not just saying.
Positive
Yeah, it's not
reaction
like
back.
we're like, hey, we're sorry. So do you forgive us? Kind of like
just
stuff like
recognize
that.
our faults, and
Yeah, we just wanted to kind of say that we understand a little bit more than we did, and that we recognized it, and we're human, and all you can do is humans make mistakes, and the only thing we can do from now on is to better ourselves and make better decisions, and be more aware of other people's thoughts and opinions, and not just our own. Thank you for calling us out, because
and being honest with us, because
Yeah.
it's not that the comments were all like harsh, but some of them were very just real, and I like that.
Yeah.
Real is something that I think that we all strive to be, and honest, and it can be hard in today's world because it can be taken in a very negative way. So we appreciate it. We want you to tell us when we're doing something wrong, or when we're doing something that you like or appreciate. That's what helps us better as human beings. That's what helps us better these vlogs. That's what helps us better this world, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just
If we all have an open dialogue like this, I think we'll all be on the same page.
And this helps me raise my daughter better. It helps us raise our daughter better and show her how to be better. And that's why, like, I am genuinely appreciative of the negative sometimes, as shitty as it can be, you know? But
Yeah.
we love you guys. I'm going to turn off because my hormones are raging. So
Thank you guys so much for
We love
listening
you.
to this. I don't know how long you got into it, but
hopefully you watched a little
hopefully
bit.
watch the whole thing, and we will do better.
Yes, we'll do better. We love you. Have a good night.
Bye.